Today we're at Laguna Beach City Hall, which Laguna Beach City Hall is different than Laguna Beach Civic Center. Laguna Beach Civic Center we've shot a bunch of times. At Laguna Beach City Hall we've only shot a couple down here. It's not one that we come to a lot, which is exciting because now we can think of more creative ways to shoot a space that's unfamiliar. So when you go to a place a lot, you start kind of falling into patterns and you start shooting, similar shots, and then you try to add a few extras so every couple gets something unique. But here, it's a place that we haven't shot a lot. So I'm excited to see what we do. There's a lot of cool little areas back here. There's some cool spots up in the front by City Hall. And then after this, we're heading over to the beach to do a sunset shoot at the beach. So that's one thing that's very convenient about this location is you have the downtown look if you wanted to do a downtown look for the second half, or we can head down to the beach after that, or we can go and do a trail. So there's a lot of options, which makes this location really, really versatile. And we got John in the house today. All right, so here's a little tip, guys. Since sometimes when you're shooting with somebody, maybe you haven't met them in person, maybe you've only done a Zoom call or something like that. One thing that I always do when I arrive is I start sharing my location with them. So that way they know exactly where we are, and I share it for 1 hour. Don't share it indefinitely because they're gonna find you guys when you're at a, what's it called, a Chinese food place in Mexico. So I've never been, by the way, I just know. So I'm gonna share my location for 1 hour, and that way she knows exactly where we are. Most people like the west side. Okay. So I'll have you here, and then Kay will have Sandy right over here. There we go. We're ready.
We're all ready? Okay.
So here's a little tip. One thing that we did is we looked for a location where it was going to be completely in the shade, and shout out to John because he's the one that mentioned that. He's like, hey, Elmer, what about this area? And I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Because we didn't want to shoot in the front because the sun was just blasting onto the front of the City Hall. And also because there were Christmas decorations. So I don't know if they were crazy about Christmas or not, but I didn't want to have just a Christmas theme behind them. So we ended up shooting in this area, and we were just very careful not to get the trash cans, obviously not to get the cars. So just being very mindful of the environment, but it was a great location. John, thank you so much for recommending that spot. This way, she's feeling that arm. Right there, 1, 2, 3, nice. Good, and again, looking this way, 1, 2, 3. Awesome, let's stay right there. We're gonna add brother, right? Yeah. So we just finished with the ceremony, we just finished with families, and now we're heading over to the beach. A question that we get sometimes is, should the rest of the family come with us? And the answer to that is almost 100% of the time no, because as I was explaining to John right now, if the whole family comes, it just becomes a lot more difficult. The beach is a lot harder to navigate, especially if it's, older people, parents, things like that. We want to make it nice and easy for them. So we do families here first, and then we release them after we do all the combinations. So we take just the couple to the beach where, we have to climb some rocks and do all that. And it's a lot easier for just 2 people to do it instead of 10. Perfect. Yeah. So off we go. Looking straight this way. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. Looking right here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Right there. Kay, let me have you looking at Yvette. Nice. Good. And then Kay, let me have you kiss her on the cheek. And then both of you guys eyes closed. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Okay, if I can have you guys rotate just so I can see both of you right there. Yep, good. And then right there, look at each other. Let me see. Okay, I'm losing you a little bit actually now, so go back just a pinch. There we go, okay. Kay was trying to give you the spotlight. Stay right there. Bring your bodies in nice and tight. Perfect, hold that right there. Good. Yvette, let me have you looking to your left, just kind of that direction. Perfect, hold that right there. Nice. Nice. And stop right there. We're going to do it one more time. And stop. I don't want you to stub your toe. Give me 1 second. I'm just changing my lens. Just to compress the background, since we already did the wide one, now I want to get a little variation. Nice. Good. Beautiful. Got it. Thank you. We always like to show our couples what we're getting so they kind of get a sense as to what they're going to receive. As you can see by their reaction, they were really happy with what we were getting with them. So it just builds the confidence in your couple. It is a slow shutter shot with the waves up the doing. And what we want to, that's why I'm on a tripod. So what we want to do is we want our shutter speed to be down to like half a second pretty much. Because what we want to do is record while the waves are moving across in the front. And the idea is not to get them wet. So we don't want to get our couple wet if we can help it, especially because they're going out to dinner after this. So we're going to do about half a second and we're going to wait for some waves to come up here. We also have a flash that's going to hit them with a grid because that's going to freeze our couple, but it's not going to hit the water. If the flash would hit the water, it would freeze the water also, which would defeat the purpose of the half-second exposure. So because of that, hit them with a flash, freeze them so they don't get any motion in case they move, and then get plenty of motion from the water like I'm about to do with the test shot right here. Oh yeah, we're good. If we can go get them down, that's good for me. And then place them like right like on the higher end. I don't want them too close because I don't want them to get wet. Stay right there. We'll do just one more. I'm just going to wait for one more wave. We finished about 10 minutes ago. I just dropped John off at the City Hall. Overall, I mean, extremely successful shoot. And what I mean by that is not just the photography part, it's how our couple was. Like, they were freaking amazing. And I'm not just saying that. There was something about the energy today, like even the officiant, like she teared up during their ceremony. Like, when does that ever happen? You know what I mean? Unless they're very close friends. And they weren't. It was just Cheryl here at City Hall. She was super sweet. You could tell she was just genuinely happy for our couple. We were happy for our couple. And because of that, like, everything just flowed extremely smooth. It's 5:30 right now. It's dark because it's quote unquote winter, but those 2.5, 3 hours just flew by. And yeah, another really successful shoot. Really happy to get that done for them. I'm gonna go home, get some editing done for them, some sneak peeks, and yeah, get some dinner because all that walking around built up an appetite. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.